Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are continuing our learning on how to find equivalent fractions. Now, yesterday we talked about how equivalent would mean the same, equal, fractions that take up the same amount of space of a whole number. And we did an excellent job using objects and pictures to show that two fractions are equivalent. So we're today going to be using equivalent fraction charts to show the same thing. And remember, when we're speaking with a partner, we're going to be using the fractions, for instance, 1/2 and 2/4 represent the same amount of a whole, so they are equivalent. Now, yesterday, we used this. We used a fraction table to show that 1 whole is equal to 2/4, 1, 2, 3/3, 1, 2, 3, 4/4. But also, we could use this slider to show that the amount of space that's taken up by 1/2 is the same amount of space that's taken up by 2/4 or 3/6. Now what we're going to do today is when we do not have a fraction table, we can make one using an equivalent fraction table. And this is how it works. So we start off with a fraction. So we're going to start off with 1/2. And we want to find fractions that are equivalent to 1/2. Now, the first thing I would want to do is say, well, if I take my 1/2 and split it into two equal groups, how would I find that? Well, I know that 1/2 split into two groups is 2/4. And if you look, I don't just split the 1/2 I have, I can also split the 1/2 that I do not have yet. So this 1/2 is split into two, and this 1/2 is split into two. Well, what would be the next step? It would be splitting my 1/2 into 3 pieces, which I know would be 6ths. So not only did I split this 1/2 into 1, 2, 3 pieces, but I also split the 1/2 I do not have into 1, 2, 3 pieces. So my next step then would be to take this 1/2 and split it into 4 pieces, right? I would need one more piece than 3, which would mean overall I would need to get one more piece here and one more piece here. So I would get 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But I would need to get another one here. Now some of you are starting to see a pattern. 4 these. And this is my pattern. Every time I try to find an equivalent fraction, I increase the number that I had, the amount that's colored in, by 1. Because with this one piece, I was just adding one more every single time. But in my denominator, the amount of pieces that make a whole, well, I had one piece here that I did have and one piece here that I did not have. And if I want to keep these pieces equal, I had to cut both of them, right? So if this became 2 pieces, this had to become 2 pieces. So I was adding in 1, 2 pieces. And if I was adding another piece after this, I had to add 1, 2 pieces. And if I was adding another piece after this, I would have to add 1, 2 pieces. which means what is my next fraction? Well, if I add 1, and I add 2, I would have 5 tenths. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't know why that happens. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 10. Now let's see if we can make an equivalent table for a different number. So first off, what fraction do I have represented here? I have 2/3. Now, if I want to make one more piece for each of these, well, I would need 1 extra piece here, 1 extra piece here, so I need to add by 2. And here I would have 1, 2, 3 extra pieces. So I'm adding by 3. So that is why 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 is equivalent to 2/3. So if I do the same thing, I'm adding by how much here? I'm adding by 2, which gets me 6. And down here, I'm adding by how much? By 3, which gets me 9. Now if you look at this, that's actually not a fraction that I can represent because there are no 9ths in my tools. So we actually found an equivalent fraction that we can't show here. So we're going to continue. On top, I'm going to add by 2 and get 8. And down below, I'm going to add by 3 and get 12. Now, what would be the next fraction in this series? I'll continue, plus 2, get 10, continue, plus 3, get 15. So again, the way you make this is you start off with your fraction, then continue adding by the original numerator, and continue adding by the original denominator. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to practice this now.